to the Bruins Benders podcast, season 2, episode 31, Bruins Panthers game 3 recap with Maddie and Smitty, brought to you on the Inside the Rink podcast network. InsideTheRink.com is your one-stop shop for all your NHL and ECHL news, insight, and analysis. Follow on Twitter at inside_the_rink and download the Inside the Rink app and subscribe to Inside the Rink's YouTube page. Smitty will tell us about how you can sign up for ESPN Plus.
Yeah, you can watch ESPN Plus by signing up on the Inside the Rink website. Go to insidetherink.com/ESPN. I have ESPN Plus, and I love all the out-of-market NHL playoff hockey, college sports, and much, much more. So sign up for ESPN Plus at insidetherink.com/ESPN.
Well, Game 3 was a much better and much different result as Game 2 was, as the Bruins get a 4-2 win in Florida in Game 3, in a game really where many Bruins fans, including myself, thought that they were going to really struggle to try to win, especially when David Krejci was a late scratch, inserting Nick Foligno into the lineup. Of course, no Patrice Bergeron. Matt Grzelcyk enters the lineup. And the Bruins put on what I thought was a defensive clinic for much of that game, particularly 5-on-5. And they get the 4-2 win. And it started out with that Taylor Hall goal that Alex Lyon probably wants back, but it was a great stretch pass by Dmitry Orlov that sent Taylor Hall away, and he was able to get his shot to go just inside the short side post. And then Charlie Coyle with a great tip. And Coyle's been unbelievable for this Bruins team for much of the season, and is probably, along with Marchand, one of their best players.
Absolutely. Coyle was immense tonight. He was outstanding. The team as a whole, I thought, did put on a clinic for 2 3/4 periods of this game. Panthers lead the league in shots. I believe at one point the Bruins had held them to 22 shots. They had 12 shots through the first 2 periods. 4 shots in the second period. Just a defensive clinic on the road against a really good team that's hungry for a win here. And the Bruins, shorthanded, down Krejci, down Bergeron, and the guys that step in. Foligno steps in for Krejci, scores a goal. He played on the line with Hall and Frederick there. Hall was great. He had a goal and an assisted on Foligno's goal. And Pastrnak scores as well. So, really a great all-around effort from the Bruins. Allmark was really good when he had to be on some different plays, down low and towards the end there, finding the puck. And I thought McAvoy also was tremendous tonight. He set the tone really right off the drop with a big hit about 15 seconds in. Yeah, it's 15 seconds into the first shift. Yeah. Coyle buries the center, and then McAvoy delivers a hit, and I think it was the Bruins saying, we're going to fight back, and they have all year long. When they face some kind of adversity, when they face some trouble, some bumps in the road, this team's responded, and they responded tonight in a big way.
I thought it really affected the Panthers right away. Those couple of hits right away. I think that I think judging from Tkachuk's comments at the end of last game when he was talking about how the Bruins were frustrated and he almost had sort of a smug response in the interview, like thinking that they had the Bruins where they wanted them. And when McAvoy comes out and sets the tone like that, and he bookended the hits, he had the hit toward the end of the game, 4 minutes left or so, where he gave another shot, beautiful hit, open ice, and
on Anton
jumped him after it. And that's so he sort of bookended the two hits and sort of set the tone for the whole game. And it was nice to see Pastrnak score the goal, and another great stretch pass by Orlov, who was really good tonight. And then it was nice to see Foligno score. And Hall, like you said, I thought Hall was very noticeable tonight. Sometimes Hall just kind of disappears, and I don't think you can trust him 100% at times. But in this type of game, I was really pleasantly surprised with how he played.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent tonight. And I tell you what, they really miss him on zone entries for the power play. Like, they give it to him with speed, and he just dangles his way in, makes a good pass to Bertuzzi, and then they have an entry. So he's been out for a while, and people talk about all these other guys that they have on the power play. I think they missed him. I really do. I think they missed his zone entries. Pasternak, as good as he is at shooting the puck, is not great on zone entries. He doesn't make great decisions with the puck. So some other guys were trying to do that job, and Hall's excellent at it. Always has been. Yeah, he was really good tonight, and hopefully that will help the power play going forward.
And I think they made a little bit of a change because they used to bring the guy into the zone and try to curl back just inside the blue line. Now they have a guy standing there and they give it to him, and then he tries to go to the weak side defenseman to try to, and it worked for a bit. And I thought the first couple of power plays I had were decent. I mean, there were a couple of, there was a Pasternak turnover. There was a couple of plays where they didn't make a great decision, but I thought the power play, I thought they moved it well, and I thought they got some shots and some decent chances on it. It was the power play when they were up 3-0 and then 4-0 that were dog shit on a stick.
Yeah.
And then of course the one where they gave up the shorthanded goal, which it just seemed like they had just stopped playing.
Yeah, they were playing catch with the puck. They didn't seem to want to play offense, and then they were out there too long, and they get caught a little flat-footed and cheating there to try to ice the game, I guess, and it gives the Florida a shorthanded goal, and then they get a little momentum and get another one, and now you're scrambling a little bit in the last couple of minutes, which was not really indicative of how the game went, but gives you a little uneasy feeling there towards the end, which maybe will help them in the next game, in game 4, to be able to look, we really got to close it out here. Can't take your foot off the gas. So maybe a teaching moment from Montgomery to the guys there at the end.
Sure. All right, time for Seven Chirps, sponsored by Lops Brewing. Lops is a brewery and tasting room in downtown Woonsocket, Rhode Island, specializing in small batch ales and lagers. It's open 7 days a week. Use the coupon code SPORTS to get 10% off your online order. Go to lopsbrewing.com and also follow them at Lops Brewing for new beers and events. Now, chirp number 1, the Bruins lines get put into a blender by Jimmy Montgomery. Your thoughts on that?
I was surprised by all the changes. Not necessarily, there was a new guy in, but just by the movement of all the people to different lines, that kind of surprised me. But I'll tell you what, it shook them up enough. It worked. I don't know exactly what he was trying to do. Krejci being a late scratch certainly threw a little monkey wrench into it. But he had originally, I think he had Krejci between Marchand and DeBrusque, and that ended up being Coyle, and I thought they were really good. And then Zacha between Burt and Pasternak, still 5-on-5, didn't generate a whole lot. They had some like near misses where it looked like they had some plays and they just kind of died on the vine. So that was good, and I like those three together because I think Bertuzzi can retrieve pucks and Zacha's responsible defensively and can skate better than Krejci can. So, it helps him out a little bit defensively. And then Pasta, all he needs is an iota of space there, and he can get that shot off and score goals. So, not bad. And then I thought the Hall, Foligno, Frederick line was really good. I mean, they scored early. Hall sets up Foligno towards the end there to make it 4-0. Like, they were pretty good all night long. And Freddie, again, man, he's got to start varying some of these chances. He should have fucking 6 goals by now. I mean, he had 2 2-on-1s with Hall in game 1. He had a couple chances in game 2 where he was set up right on his doorstep. And then he had a rebound chance. And then was it Hall that set him up, or somebody set him up?
It was someone set him up.
I think maybe it was Bertuzzi. Yeah, right in front of the net. Wide open. And either somebody got a stick on it or a line got a piece of it. But yeah, he's really got to bear down on some of these chances and bury them, and be looking at Conn Smythe already.
I know it'd be quite a culmination of a great season for him if he did that. But I did think though that Freddie was on that top line in the morning skate, and then that late scratch actually put Freddie back down with Foligno and Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that worked out. It really is impressive that the team can have these moving parts and Krejci gets scratched late. You had no idea what you're going to get from Allmark. And then to come in and play that way is really impressive. It really is, because they tonight could have been just another chaotic, cluster with them. But they came out focused, even with all of the uncertainty coming into the game.
Yeah, it really goes to show, I think, the depth that Sweeney has built on the roster and the fact that they have guys that can play multiple positions. You have a Zaka that can fill in at center. You have, a Frederick that plays wing and center. You have guys that can move around up and down the lineup, in and out, wherever you need them to be. And everybody knows what they're doing still, and they're doing the right things. And they were really, really good with their details tonight. Puck management, staying above the puck, getting pucks in deep, getting to the net for the most part. So, just a really, really good road win, being down your top two centers.
Chirp number 2, video of Patrice Bergeron skating didn't look super encouraging, but Jim Montgomery does say that he's likely for Game 5. On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly is he lying?
I tell you, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not sure. I would say he's probably somewhere in the middle. He probably knows more than he's letting on. But I tell you what, he didn't look great the first time I saw the video of him skating. He looked a little bit better the second day, and we talked about this.
Yeah.
We talked about this on Wednesday that we think probably Game 5 would be the one where he's available because you don't travel with the team here. You get the extra days, and then there's extra days between games 4 and 5 where you play Sunday and then not till Wednesday. So you get that little extra time, and hopefully he's ready to go for Game 5. But I'm not holding my breath. If they're up 3-1, do you hold them out of Game 5?
I probably do. I probably do. If it's 3-1 and you have all the momentum in the world and you're coming back home, I probably do. I don't know. Look, I don't know the extent of his injury, so I don't know I don't know how much it would get better.
Right.
So that's kind of part of the problem. Like if it's something that's going to linger the rest of the playoffs and you just going to have to deal with it, then just, I guess, play him.
Yeah.
But if it's something that with another week, if you win the series in 5 and you get a week off, would that be advantageous, or is it just a thing that's going to need some surgery, or it's not going to get much better? So you have to make that decision, I guess. But I probably would if the team wins Game 4 and then has all the momentum in the world. Chirp number 3, Trent Frederick said he was choked by Ryan Lomberg at the end of Game 2, almost blacked out. The league is just going to ignore this?
Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah, it is. I guess playoff hockey, right? So, they certainly took a number. Freddie was, like you said, was irate, to the point where he had to be restrained after the game. Yeah. So they certainly took a number, and scores will be settled, whether it's in this series or not. They know who it was, and they'll, Freddie will drop gloves at some point with him, whether he wants to or not. I'm sure he'll just grab him and start beating the bag out of him. If he doesn't, take his gloves off, then he doesn't. But there'll be payback for that, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I just saw on Twitter that Jim Montgomery on David Krejci did say that we knew there was a good chance he wasn't going to play tonight, and says he's 50-50 for Game 4. So there you have it.
Okay.
All right, chirp number 4. Connor Clifton out when he actually played fairly well in Game 2. Derek Forbort played, I thought, better tonight, but do you think it's the right move?
No, I wouldn't have taken Clifton out. I wouldn't have. I think he's a better puck mover than Forbort is. And I would have left him in and taken Forbort out of the lineup. Forbort is good on the penalty kill. He is. And that saves some wear and tear on, it would have been, because Grizzlick's in, your only other left shot D is Lindholm. So having him to play a lot of PK time probably isn't what you're looking for, because he's not really the greatest penalty killer. Right. He'll do it, but he's not a shot blocking machine like Forbort is. So, that's a tough guy to take out there. But I probably would have done that. I probably would have left Clifton in and put Orlov down on that side with Clifton.
Yeah. If you could have a 7th defenseman that just killed penalties, Forbort would play every night.
Sure.
They went without a shot with him on the ice for 4.5 minutes of power play time.
You know what?
Without a shot.
You mentioned this, tweeted this during the game, but Lauko didn't see much time at all through the first 2 periods. 4:21, I think it was.
Yeah.
got some shifts late in the third when it was, the game was, the Bruins were up bigger. Maybe they, could you go 7D and one less 11 forwards, go one
Yeah.
less
If you have
forward
enough injury, sure,
and
maybe.
rotate the guys through, and then you have, a guy in forward that you could put back there and just have them kill penalties and save some wear and tear on Lindholm and Grzelcyk and so forth.
Might be an option,
Might
especially
be.
if you're not playing that, that fourth line
Well,
guy
that's what I mean.
anyways at all.
If you're not playing them anyways,
Right.
save the 4 minutes of Lauko's time, give that to whomever.
Right.
Hall was
Right.
going. There was some guys
Sure.
going. So double shift some of those guys and give forward the PK time.
Sure. And I will say, I thought Brandon Carlo and Matt Grzelcyk were both very good tonight. I thought
They were.
Carlo was excellent tonight. Like,
Yep.
he blocked shots. He was as decisive with the puck. Like, he was using his big body. Like, he was really good. And it's
He
that
did,
under the
and
radar thing,
he did make the pass to Marchand tonight for the 1T.
He
I
did.
noticed that too.
He
He didn't.
did. He did.
He
He
didn't
did.
flip it at the net. He made the
did.
pass.
And Martian
Well,
didn't
that
have to
boy,
bang
Brandon.
a stick on the ice. So that was good. Good. Chirp number 5. Does this Bruins core feel too much pressure to win in the playoffs? So I heard this on sports radio today where they were, some idiot called in and said that they don't care and that they don't care enough and they don't want to win in the playoffs, and oh my god. So but the hosts of the show were like, well, wait a minute, I think it's the other way around. I think they care too much.
Yeah.
And they put too much pressure on themselves, and I think there may be something to that.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that for sure. I think they do. They really want to win so badly for each other and for the city. I think they do put pressure on themselves to do it. I think even in this, I think they want to win for Bergeron. I think they want to win for Krejci. I think they want to win for Montgomery in his first, season as the coach. I think they want to win to secure themselves as one of the greatest teams in the history of the league. You can't do that. You can't have that regular season and then not win. So there's pressure that goes along with that too. So there's all kinds of pressure on them.
Sure.
But they just need to play. If they play their game, at least in this series, if they play their game and do not turn the puck over, they'll win. We said it, the other night. Like, if they don't give the puck away, like most of Florida's goals are giveaways. If they don't give the puck away, if they don't give it away, they'll win. They'll win the series.
They will. Without poor decisions, without giveaways, which they had far less of tonight. But 5-on-5, like, it's the Panthers cannot generate anything offensively in it, and anything that they do is all to the perimeter. Like, they can't do much of anything. So that's what's frustrating about it. This series can't go 6 or 7, and if it does, it's because the Bruins are shooting themselves in the foot. Because I don't see the Panthers being able to make that much of an adjustment to really be able to get any traction 5-on-5. So, and of course, the Bruins penalty kill is excellent. So there's really not a lot there for the Panthers unless you give them the puck. And that's really the rub there. Chip number 6. Bergeron and Krejci both out, top 2 centers missing. Is this a preview of next season?
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, Krejci may be cashed. He may be cashed.
And I think he might be. Yeah.
But Bergeron, clearly by the season he had in the regular season, can continue to play. So I would like to see him come back. Obviously, so would everyone else. And I think Zacha can be a number 2 center. So I don't want to see both of them gone because that's too many holes. I don't think you can expect Coyle and Zacha to keep up this level through a whole regular season and then playoffs. I think part of the reason Coyle's so good is he gets a little bit less ice time and a little more defensive responsibility and so forth. But and then in the playoffs he's just a beast. So I'd like to see it continue that way, so that they really need a top 6 center next year if Krejci's not around.
Yeah, they do, and I think that that Bertuzzi, Zacha, Pasternak line looks pretty good, and it would be nice to have them again. Then there next year, and I think I think what was it you? Well, you just posed this question about a preview for next season. That's if they can sign all these guys that played tonight. Like
Well, yeah,
there's a lot of free agents out there, and it's really going to be interesting. They had 4 million, 4.5 million in overage, so
yeah.
they only have like a little less than 4 million in salary cap space, and a ton of guys out there. So, boy, I don't know what the hell's going to happen next year,
Yeah, it's going to be
but
a
it's going to be
real
interesting.
interesting offseason, that's for sure.
Yeah, without a
And we'll be
doubt.
here to talk about it. How about
We
that?
will. We will be here to talk about it. It might be a completely different season, but we'll be here to talk about it. More prospects to talk about.
Absolutely.
All right, chirp number 7. Defensively, the Bruins suffocated the Panthers 5-1-5. Game 2 might end up being the anomaly in this series.
Jesus, I hope you're right.
Yeah,
I hope you're
I
right.
think it might be.
I hope like hell that is the case.
Yeah.
And beating a dead horse here, but if you don't turn it over in game 2,
Mhm.
you win the game probably.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you just have to hope that the Bruins can continue to play this way, continue to keep track of the details, play, with pucks in deep and puck management and all the cliches that we've been talking about for a long time here. And if they clean that stuff up, they'll win the series.
Yeah, I was really impressed with their defensive core tonight.
Yeah.
I thought they were really good. I thought they played tough. I thought they made good decisions with the puck for the most part. Like I thought they were really good, and they were really hard to get past. I thought they made a lot of plays at their own blue line before
Mhm.
they could even get the puck in. They were immediately were able to get it back out, and I thought it was a much more crisp game from that group. And again, it was started by McAvoy, who was far better than he was last game, because in last game he wasn't very good at all.
Yeah, I mean, all of them
Yeah,
were better. We talked
yeah,
about that Lindholm and Orlov and McAvoy needed to be better, and I thought all of them were.
right.
McAvoy obviously setting the tone early, but Orlov with 2 great stretch passes, a couple of assists. Lindholm was much better. So if you get that kind of play out of your decor, then they'll be in good shape going forward.
When he made that hit like 10 seconds in, I thought of that press conference he had after the game in Game 2, where he was really sort of, it just sort of seemed like he was very sort of, I don't know. He just was very terse with his words, and he was just like, no, we're not gonna. It's just another game. This is the playoffs, and we just have to play better, and we're gonna play better. And you could tell he was pissed.
Yeah,
You know
oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then he came in this game, and he just immediately just started throwing bodies around, and that's why he's one of the elite defensemen in the league. DraftKings Sportsbook, Boston's hometown sportsbook, is live right here in Massachusetts. Bet local on all your favorite sports from the comfort of your own home with DraftKings. To celebrate, all new customers will receive up to $200 in bonus bets when you sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook using code ITR. You can now bet local on money line, spreads, props, and more with one of America's top-rated sportsbooks, DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up with the code ITR to get up to $200 in bonus bets to use now that mobile sports betting is live in Massachusetts. That's code ITR only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
If your loved one is experiencing problems with gambling, call 800-327-5050 or visit helplinema.org to speak with a trained specialist free and confidentially 24/7. 21 plus, physically present in Mass. Eligibility restrictions apply, subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as free bets. Terms at DraftKings.com/MA.
All right, beauties and benders now in the 3 beauties for this week, and we'll start with an honorable mention. Dmitry Orlov.
Gonna love you, eh? They're gonna be loving you from dawn until dusk.
2 superb stretch passes from Orlov, and he also, he got a little chippy on the side of the net with Lomborg, and
Yep.
it was a Montour or someone was on the side of the net there.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the
banging in.
Bendis situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he just he played tough. He's a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
And again, he surprised me with how good of a player he is. I mean, he's just really, really good. And that pass to Hall was a dime.
Yep.
Like, it was fantastic. All right, beauty number 3 is Taylor Hall.
Gonna love you, eh? They're gonna be loving you from dawn until dusk.
big goal to open the score early, and then the great pass to Foligno, who was able to finish it late in the game. And Hall actually had another chance 2-0 where there was a great back check that avoided that 2-0. That could have been a goal for Pasternak, but Hall was noticeable, and he was the type of talented player you expect.
Absolutely, he was really good tonight. He made a few steals on that Pasternak one. He just didn't feel the back pressure soon enough to get rid of that puck, and Pasta would have a breakaway. Yeah. But a really, really good game overall from Taylor Hall.
And then beauty number 2, Charlie McAvoy.
Gonna love you, eh? They're gonna be loving you from dawn until dusk.
McAvoy 8 hits set the tone physically on the first shift with that big hit. As he blows up Lundell, and then he blows up Lundell late, and then Barkov tackles him to the ground and then doesn't really get anything. He doesn't get the misconduct somehow. And over 25.
No, he did get a penalty though.
He did get a penalty, but he didn't get thrown out like Bertuzzi did. Yeah. But over 25 minutes for Charlie Mack.
Yeah, he was great tonight. Like you said, set the tone physically early. Was involved, shutting down plays, and really a good all around game by Chucky.
And the other Chucky, Charlie Coyle, is number 1 beauty.
Gonna love you, eh? They're gonna be loving you from dawn until dusk.
As Andy Brickley said, he was just a diesel all night long, everywhere, physical, great 200-foot game. I'll tell you what, Brick was ready tonight. Like he was dialed in.
Yeah, he was. Brick was fired up. I think when McAvoy dropped Listerine in there in the first shift, Brick was all in. He was engaged. He was ready to go. He was fired up because he was commenting on Lauco too. He was like, as a player, I think he really wanted him to get those pucks out because he's like he made 2 mistakes and during one shift, and he's like he really needs to make those plays. And he was like fired up about it. He's like
he was.
You could tell he wanted to scream like, "Get the fucking puck out, get it out!"
Right. Yeah, he was going to be mad if they were turning the puck over again tonight for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go with the Benders. Number 3, Panthers fans. They're frauds.
They are.
Just absolute frauds. It's the easiest ticket to get in all of the NHL playoffs because no one gives a rat's ass. No. All these people show up and they wear their jerseys and they drink their Trulies. Get the fuck out of here with this. It's terrible. Throw their rats on the ice. Yeah. You could hear the "Let's Go Bruins" chants on the TV. There was probably at least a quarter Bruins fans there. Bruins fans obviously travel really well and are passionate and so forth. But the Florida fans are fair weather. They could care less. I mean, they follow winning teams. They don't follow the team when they stink. They're not there. Right. No one cares. No one gives a rat's ass.
I think there were Bruins fans who saw on social media that they were $100 a ticket and they were available.
Yeah,
they actually flew down today and were like, we're going to get the tickets and we're going to go to the game.
Yeah,
because there
absolutely.
were a ton of Bruins fans there, and it's just ridiculous when the thing doesn't sell out. Like, why do you have a team if you can't sell out a playoff game?
Yeah, and they're talking about bringing the league back to Atlanta of all places. Goodness. Like it failed there twice already.
Yeah,
come on.
They don't sell out baseball playoffs or basketball playoffs.
No,
hockey.
Georgia is a college sports state. They don't care about pro teams at all. They don't. Number 2 Bender, Radko Gudas.
Bender.
Because fuck that guy every single time.
How about another? They're just going to allow Gudas to tackle people and lay on them on the ice.
I don't understand how he gets away with what he gets away with. I really don't understand it. I don't at all. And he gets away with it for some reason.
He does.
His way of going into the corner to check somebody is giving them a forearm shiver in the back. That's how he goes into the corners like this with a forearm shiver.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
don't know.
Lays on him, and then doesn't get up like he did to Pasternak. I think he did it to Frederick. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't understand it. They should be calling Gudas.
Right.
But he should have had probably 4 or 5 penalties in the series already.
And here's the other thing: he kind of sucks. Like,
he does.
Not that great.
No,
he's not very good.
I really want people to go. I mean, he's kind of a fire hydrant himself. He's a stocky guy. But I really want to see, Hathaway or someone like that go into the corner with him and just blow him up.
Just blow him up. Yeah.
And then the number 1 Bender is Brandon Montour.
Bender.
So trying to put the puck in the net after the whistle blows, that is a no-no. Everybody in the league, everybody throughout hockey knows that you don't do that. It's just one of those unwritten rules. You don't shoot after the whistle. You don't try to put the puck in after the whistle. And it's a Bush League play by a team that I'm figuring out has a bunch of Bush League guys on it.
Yeah.
You know, Montour, Gudis, Tkachuk, gets underneath people's skin, longboards, choking people.
Yeah.
They dive all over the damn place. Ekblad dove again tonight.
Yeah.
You know, he jumps, Stahl jumps the other night when Nosek hits him in the. I mean, it's just it's a team of. It seems like reminds me of like the old Canadians teams. Like they get away with a lot. They're kind of divey, Bush League. Brendan Gallagher's and the PK Subans. And so I loved Orlov because he just grabbed Montour, put him in a headlock, and dragged him to the ice.
He did.
And then DeBrusk was like whacking him with a stick, I think, trying to keep the puck out of the net. So, really a Bush League play by Montour.
You know what that typically means is that you don't think you can win, so you have to do that stuff.
Right.
That's what it tells me. Like, we don't think we can win straight up against you guys.
Yeah.
So we got to pull this nonsense.
Right.
And that's why I'm getting more and more confident about the Bruins taking care of business with the Panthers. But we'll see. All right. We had a poll this week. Is Jim Montgomery taking enough of the reins with this team? Is he assertive enough? Yes was 43%. No was 22%. And hard to tell was 35%. So less than 50% were confident in Jim Montgomery, but lo and behold, he passed the test tonight.
He did. All the changes that he made seemed to work out. He might have got a little lucky there with you wouldn't say lucky because Krejci didn't play, but lucky that Krejci doesn't play and Foligno goes in and Foligno scores a goal. So it all came up Montgomery tonight, like it has all year. So things have been going well. So why don't you continue to do things the way you've been doing them? Because it's worked out so far. So maybe down the road that stuff will catch up with them. And we've said it before that all coaches kind of have a shelf life where eventually the message gets a little stale. It was Cassidy's time. It got a little stale there at the end here. And he's gone on to Vegas and had good success over there. But Montgomery, it's all roses for him in the first season here with the Bruins, and hopefully, the winning continues for 14 more. As a matter of fact,
yes, 14 more wins would be fantastic. The guy that I'm really I can't say disappointed because I'm glad he stinks right now, is Sasha Barkov. I don't think tonight he was terrible, and he couldn't do anything at all. And then he had that at the end of that frustration with McAvoy at the end. He just hasn't been. I was really nervous about him heading into the series, and he just hasn't. The Bruins have done a really good job against him.
Yeah, and I hope that continues. Like you said, continue to do a really good job against him because he's a really good player, and the Bruins should be not scared of him, but aware when he's on the ice, as they should with Tkachuk and some of their other forwards. Continue to shut him down, and you'll really give yourselves a really good chance to win.
Sure, and we hope they win next game, Sunday, April 23rd, Game 4 at Florida. Bruins up 2-1 in the series. That is an afternoon game. I believe it's 3:30.
3:30 on ABC, I believe.
ABC,
I believe so.
And we will have the recap afterwards live. And the Bruins affiliates getting underway in playoffs. Providence will begin April 28th, and their opponent will be the Hartford Wolfpack, the Rangers affiliate. So that'll be Game 1 in Providence. And the Maine Mariners dropped Game 1 2-1 tonight. Curtis Hall had the only goal for Maine. Michael DiPietro had 31 saves. Reading takes a 1-0 lead on the Maine Mariners, who've had a really great season. And we want to congratulate Terrence Wallen, who had a baby. His wife and he had a baby recently. He showed the pictures tonight on Twitter.
Awesome.
So a new Wallen in the picture.
Congrats to Terrence, and the Mariners will get back in that series in Game 2, I'm sure. So things will be going well up there soon enough.
Sure. Go to InsideTheRink.com for Bruins Benders merchandise. Follow us at Bruins Benders on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Download the Inside the Rink app. And subscribe to Inside the Rink's YouTube page. We'll see a lot of our content. And please rate and review on Apple and subscribe and follow on the podcast platform. Sign up For ESPN Plus at InsideTheRink.com/ESPN, the Bruins take a 2-1 series lead. We will be back with you on Sunday afternoon. Until then, go Bruins.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.